Hello, my name is Aaron Bulkey, and today I'm going to be breaking down my Iris upload program. This program was originally created for H3 Music, a small music production company that creates free-for-profit music every single day. So they got daily beats they have to upload to YouTube, to their website, to Google Drive, etc. So the purpose of this program is to take all of that, automate the upload process, automate the video editing process, all of that good stuff, so they don't spend hours every day doing this in order to upload their music. The first major step of the program is to grab the parameters for this specific upload and product from the input CSV file. This CSV file works as an interface to grab all of the parameters for this specific upload. So some of the fields that it grabs are the name, the type, the tags, the tonality, the date that it's being published, and the location of the artwork and the music media, and then also the location in Google Drive where it's being uploaded to. So those are the parameters being grabbed from the input CSV file. From the CSV file, we make a Java record of the data, and from there we're able to input the CSV information into the following steps. The next step is to grab the metadata from the WAV file version of the instrumental being uploaded. When a beat or an instrumental is created at H3 Music, they export it as a MP3 file, WAV, and then WAV trackouts, which are each individual instrument on its own track. The WAV files from a DAW, a digital audio workstation, are exported with an additional chunk at the bottom of them called an ACID chunk. The acidization process adds additional information to the WAV file, additional metadata. And for our case, the stuff we care about the most are the tempo or the BPM and the markers and the names of those markers. And so those are portions in the song that are set up to be either like choruses or verses and stuff like that. And so those are the two bits of metadata we want to grab from the WAV file, and that's what this next portion does. The way this custom WAV file class works is it extends the file class, but it converts the file into a byte array. From there, we're able to search through the file looking for certain chunk names. So FMT is the format chunk inside a WAV file. So you're able to look for that set of bytes that correspond with UTF FMT, and so you're able to look for that. From there, you're able to get stuff like the sample rate, because inside that chunk, every integer at the 12th index is the sample rate, all that good stuff. You're able to do the same to get the total beats, the tempo, and all these are stuff inside the ACID chunk. So you go around, you look for where it says ACID inside the file, and then that's where you start the ACID chunk. You know that's where it is. I guess the fun part about all this was I spent way too long trying to figure out why the numbers were not corresponding to the right ASCII characters or UTF characters, and turns out the WAV files were being exported as little endian instead of big endian, and so nothing was working. And then once you figure that out, all of it's really simple after that. But there was a great amount of time spent trying to troubleshoot big versus little endian, and so make sure you got that right if you're doing byte arrays. The other interesting thing about WAV files is the marker names are stored in different spots than the marker times. And so inside the label sub-chunks of the ACID chunk, that's where they store the names of the markers, but the actual times are stored in a separate chunk that just says data, and then I believe this is a blank character. So they store those in not directly after each other, so it's not name and then the location or location and the name. It's all the locations are stored here, all of the names are stored here for the markers. And so that was an interesting thing to realize about how the WAV files store stuff. Once we have that information, we go on to I guess the fork in the road. And this is where two different sets of processes start. The first one is process alpha, and then the second one is process beta. The alpha process is used to create a zip file, upload the zip file, the WAV file, and the MP3, and the artwork, upload all of that stuff to Google Drive, and then create the website product on WordPress and WooCommerce with that information. So the links to Google Drive and all are required to create that WordPress WooCommerce product. And so that all takes place on the process alpha. The process beta function, which is happening at the same time but doing different things, that one creates the video, and so that edits the video and exports it using FFmpeg, and then it uploads that video to YouTube. Process alpha and process beta are ran concurrently using executors and runnables. And let's go and check out the process alpha. So process alpha, that's the one that creates the zip file, uploads everything to Google Drive, and then creates the website record. For this one, the zip file is pretty standard. All what it does is it grabs all of the WAV files in the provided music media location. It takes all of those files, puts them all into a zip file, and then places that zip file in the same location. For the Google Drive uploading, it does use the Google Drive API. Luckily, Google Drive does have a very well-documented API, and most of this stuff was pretty standard, copied and pasted. I guess for big picture, it stores a token on the computer itself in order to not have to sign in every single time. And it'll upload artwork, the MP3, the WAV file, and the stem. Those are all things required for the product on the website. When it runs, if it has a expired token, it will delete the old token and then rerun. And when it reruns without a current token on the local machine, it will request you to re-input all the authentication stuff to get a new one. And so that occurs with the Google Drive upload. All of the Google Drive links, the special IDs, are then saved as a record to then be used by the WordPress and WooCommerce upload program portion of the program. And so let's go here. In order to upload to WooCommerce and the WordPress site, it does use REST APIs as well. This was mostly just exporting the products on the website as JSON and then seeing what happens to the actual product so I can recreate that on this site in order to input a new product. That is 99% of what this was. I guess big picture, you have the product being created, and then from there you need to then add the variations, so the stem file variations or the trackouts, and then the WAV file variation. These are the two variations that get sold on the website. There is a free MP3 version which just goes on with the base product. After that, it then tries to add an image. The one catch with this program is on the website itself has trouble refreshing the new images, and so it'll try to do the add image, but after 10 tries, and that runs every 30 seconds, so after 5 minutes, if it hasn't added the image, it just says, hey, you gotta handle it. So that's what happens there. But it's able to add the product image, add the variations, and add the original product as well. So that is process alpha. The process beta then is the video creation and exporting and then uploading to YouTube. Now most of this video editing process I have documented in previous videos. In order to create the video, what it does is it creates sets of frames for the different effects, and so the only two effects being used inside my videos for H3 Music are grain effects that run throughout the entirety of the thing, and then whenever there's major moments such as choruses or hooks or drops, I guess. Whenever those sorts of things happen, you want there's a shaking effect that's put over the video. And so those are the two effects that are needed. I've already documented in, I believe it's my offset video and my, let's see what they're called here, my grain effect, RGB offset, glitch effect, and blend modes. And in order to put it all together, the program creates a list of frames and the order that the frames are put in, exports that as a text document, and then that text document is imported with the audio into FFmpeg in order to concatenate all those frames and create the video itself. This makes the process very fast compared to previous methods. Most of the time videos are exported in less than 5 minutes, when this used to be a 20-25 minute process to edit and export the videos, all of that good stuff. And so this makes it a much faster process. We then upload the video to YouTube using the YouTube API, which is incredibly similar to the Google Drive API. You may find that hard to believe, but very, very similar process. In order to upload it, we upload the video itself using a resumable upload, and then we set the thumbnail. We then set the thumbnail. We then insert it to different playlists, and we're all good. This does have the same token expiration error handling as the Google Drive upload. So if a token is expired, it'll delete the token, rerun the upload process, and so it'll reprompt you to log in, all that good stuff. Once the video is uploaded, the processes will be all done and the program will be finished. So when things are all said and done, the program has read the parameters provided in the CSV file. It has read the WAV file to get the metadata from the ACID chunk. It then splits into two different processes. One that creates a zip file, uploads the WAV, MP3, art, and zip to Google Drive, and then creates a website product from that stuff. And then the other process goes, it creates a video, it edits the video using the different markers, using the different parameters provided in the input CSV file. It then exports that video and uploads that video to YouTube using the YouTube API. And this saves a ton of time because, as you can imagine, someone doing that all by hand could take quite a while. I believe it was averaging around half an hour to do all of this work. And so half an hour every single day. Now it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes of no human interaction of just the computer running, and you've gotten the same outcome. So this saves a ton of time. And yeah, that is the YouTube upload program. And if you have any questions, any inquiries, please let me know, and have a good one.